Well, the debate has raged for years. Which city is better, Vancouver or Seattle? The age-old argument is getting some new attention, and it is the focus of tonight's NewsHour Insight. Here's Deb.
Well, Chris, people who live in Vancouver and Seattle have been arguing forever over which city is better. Most people, of course, cheering for their own city. But in a recent debate that got attention south of the border, two former city councillors argued for the other's side. Who won? Ted Chernecki has the story.
But I like to characterize it this way. We've reached a very high level of mediocrity.
A high level of mediocrity. That's how a former Vancouver city councillor described his city at a recent debate in Seattle about which city's better, Seattle or Vancouver. The debate was the idea of an architecture company that has offices in both Seattle and Vancouver.
What makes us get off the bus in Vancouver or Seattle? So we decided a tale of two cities. We work in both cities. That's where our two offices are. Let's get a city councillor from each to talk about what each has to tell us about the future.
To make it interesting, each former councillor praised the virtues of the other city. Peter Steinbrook describing Vancouver as having a dynamic downtown core, great public transit, and great views. Price arguing Seattle's better because of its dynamic skyline, improving rail transit, and better employment opportunities with the likes of Microsoft and Boeing.
It's a great American city. And I don't mean it's a good city by American standards. I mean it captures a lot of what makes America a great country, and at the same time, it gives to the United States certain things, because it's from the Northwest, that America wouldn't have otherwise. That relationship to nature, almost a sense of utopia.
The Seattle Post-Intelligencer newspaper picked up the story and triggered a flurry of postings on its website. People writing things like, "Seattle's great, I mean I live here, but we lose hands down to Vancouver on coolness points." Seattle has a much better skyline, taller and more interesting than Vancouver's monotonous 20 to 30-story towers. About Vancouver, all I remember is trashy neighborhood after trashy neighborhood until you get to a small section of pristine downtown. Another writes, "Haven't been to Vancouver for a couple of years. The last time it looked a lot trashier than I remembered."
Vancouver has the most beautiful skyline. They have they've incorporated their architecture to bring out the beautiful mountains that we have.
It's more multicultural here.
Yeah.
Landscape, beautiful landscape.
Yeah.
I find it easy here because Seattle is very hilly.
Yeah.
So for a tourist, you have to know where to go, how to go. Here you can just walk around and wander and, you know, act like a tourist.
And you're from New York?
New York.
The one area Seattle seems to be the clear winner is it has much better established neighborhoods outside the downtown core than does Vancouver. And as for Gordon Price praising the virtues of Seattle, don't believe it.
It was a challenge. But remember, I didn't have to believe it. I just had to convince others that it was a better city.